The BRG9 Elite, finally available. Thank you to the viewer who pointed out that these exist and where to get one. I have been waiting a couple years, was excited after the SHOT Show demonstration a few years ago, and then the gun disappeared. Coming up, you'll see my absolute first shots through the gun. We'll do full magazine plus one, see how it runs, fully stuffed, take it to the What's for Dinner table to see what the gun will eat, the spinner for sights and trigger control, a 1-inch square from 7 yards for practical accuracy, and then give you my concluding thoughts. All coming up next on Sorry guys, in my haste and excitement about actually wearing short sleeves in a beautiful spring day, I forgot the hanger for my steel. So I've got a full-size torso. We're back 20-ish yards or so. You've seen that it's clean. That's what this part is going to be filmed on as a target. Afterwards, we can take a look at it. Because the other fun thing is I showed up and learned that my target camera has quit. It was the original camera long ago and it started getting funky, so that's why the one that this is being filmed on now was purchased to replace it, and the target camera kept going just long enough to be, well, to become a target camera. First rounds through the gun, I've got some PMC Bronze 124 grain, 10 rounds loaded in here. And so I'm still in frame. Let's see how we do. Trying to get a feel, man, that's soft. Trying to get a feel for the trigger. It's really soft shooting. Comfy. That should have been 10. My thumb was on the slide release. Did I screw it up? Yes. So if this happens, I wear XXL gloves. I've got large hands, and look where the slide release lever is. Sits right there. I'll have to keep an eye on that in the future. We can add the dings in later if you'd like, but here's how that target fared. A bigger group than I normally do, probably because I was concentrating less, because it's a bigger target. But they're on there, hitting a wee bit left. That's probably me, tends to be my error. Next up is full magazine plus one. I'm going to take the one from the mag from the original BRG9 Elite, which does fit, doesn't want to drop freely, which I find interesting. The new mags work just fine. And you know it's a GBGuns video because there's an airplane flying as slowly as it can overhead. You can watch for free if you just wait for the video to come out. You don't have to fly over. Anyways, full magazine plus one. Do have to kind of tap it in for this fully stuffed. Just going to dump these in the dirt and get a feel for the rhythm of the trigger as best I can. Make sure we're in frame. Flinch. It ran. Once again, my thumb was on the slide lock. That's not the gun's fault. Man, I'm going to try to keep an eye on that during What's for Dinner, but very comfortable to shoot, and the mags ran fully stuffed. Now let's see what the gun eats. We don't have the table, but my veteran friends know you don't need a table to eat. It's What's for Dinner time. Thanks to our patron supporters and Ammo Squared supporters, you'll see that we're running from 100 grain up to 165 grain today to see what the gun will eat. The overall length is different on all of these. We've got coated cases, non-coated cases, different projectile weights, different recoil impulses. We're doing 3 rounds of each because we want to see what the gun will eat. Will it feed from side lock? Will it cycle and chamber another round of the same type on its own energy, and will it lock open on empty? Testing past that is testing the magazine, which you're welcome to do, and if you want to try any of this stuff, head on over to the site that shall not be mentioned, and there will be links for all of it where I can find it. So with one camera, unfortunately, I can't show you the What's for Dinner target while we shoot, but those of you who watched before know it's done at 7 yards on 2-inch circles. The target is there, so I've got something to aim at, so it's not a total waste of ammo. Also to see if we have any remarkable differences in how the rounds print, to let us know if a gun likes or doesn't like a certain ammo. But really we're looking to see how it functions. After each ammo type, I will cut in a clip of the target so you can see it's clean. Believe me, guys, I have no reason to doctor any of this. Anyways, our lightest load is Fiocchi 100 grain. Still learning this trigger. There we go. Kept the thumb off. Gun ran. Circle 2, the Hag Hornady American Gunner, 115 grain. This is in the older mag. If we have an issue, I'll swap back over to the new mags. Seemed to like that load, but my thumb was on that stinking release. Sorry about that. Circle 3, Specialty Cartridge, Elite Defense, 115 grain. Spicy. Spicy and smells a bit like when you first fire up a grill and it's kind of burning off the junk from last time, but grouped very nicely. Circle 4 is the Federal Premium Law Enforcement Tactical HSTs, 124 grain. The only difference between those and the standards is sealed primer and a box of 50, is at least as far as I can tell. Also punchier. But it ran, and I kept my thumb off. Circle 5, SIG Elite Defense V-Crown, 124 grains. These do have a nickel-plated case, which helps with corrosion resistance. Great if you, say, carry a gun near your body. More of a push in recoil. Sort of like thumb. Any of you who've shot 45 and shot 9 side by side, how the 45 feels like it's kind of a little more of a push. That's how that Elite Defense felt. Circle 6, the PMC SFX 124 grain. Stuff tends to do really well. Not this time. Circle 7 is the Federal Syntec 130 grain PCC load. Now this is a slower burning powder meant to help you still get some decent velocity out of a 16-inch barrel, which of course is longer than most 9mm rounds want to push for. Does it belong in a handgun? Probably not, but it's what's for dinner. Soft shooting. Circle 8, Hornady Critical Duty 135 grain plus P. Remember, plus P is what you use to compensate for a barrel shorter than 4 inches with 9mm. It's not necessary in this gun, but let's give it a try. Yeah, it's got more power. But not uncomfortable to shoot. Circle 9, Fiocchi Defense Dynamics 147 grain, checked hollow point. Easy running. Circle 10, the Ammo Inc. Stealth. Sorry, I mispronounced it. Stolf, 165 grain. This is a suppressor load, big, long, heavy bullet, but comically soft shooting in pistols, usually. Wasn't quite as silly soft as I felt that load in other guns, and yet the big nasty loads didn't feel that bad either. This is probably what's coming from excellent traction and plenty of surface area to take advantage of that traction. 13 yards back from a 6-inch spinner target. You guys get an idea of what it looks like from here. This is the target used for sights and trigger control because it's a small target at distance that requires a precise shot. Then as I hit it, it begins moving, which means I have to time that precise shot. Hence, it's excellent for gauging sights and trigger control. I've got 8 rounds of the PMC Bronze 124 grain. See how the BRG9 Elite Gen 2 does. TKO. That was pretty easy. Much easier than another gun that I just reviewed about 40 minutes prior. What made the difference? Well, this is a soft shooting gun. Very easy to stay on target, and that meant that mentally all I was worrying about was the sights and the trigger. I wasn't fighting the gun or working to keep it on target. The trigger does not have much of a wall. It's one of the kind of squish throughs as you expect from a lot of striker guns, and the stroke is a bit long. And for me, it just came to getting into the rhythm of learning the stroke. The sights worked fine. We got the white dot rear and orange front sight that you saw in the tabletop video. With a red dot on here, it'd probably be even easier. And this being such a big, comfy gun with a dot on it might actually be cheap, kind of fun. One more test to do, and that's 5 shots from 7 yards at a 1-inch square. 7 yards away, 1-inch square. I'm obviously operating the camera right next to it. Got 5 rounds of that same PMC Bronze 124 grain. This is also where I collect my concluding thoughts on the gun. A long stroke of the trigger. Just need to work through it faster. Aftershots on the BRG Elite Gen 2. This texture, which is all over the gun, is spectacular. It's not abrasive to the point of ripping up your skin, but the gun just holds you back. Very, very comfortable shooter. That dual recoil assembly definitely has something to do with it. Might also be the slightly additional heft, as discussed in, unfortunately, the video that YouTube deleted on the original BRG9 Elite. The construction of these is a little bit beefier than what went into the XD line, which is where the inspiration for a lot of this design came from. That adds some weight, and weight, at least when it's not reciprocating, is what makes shooting a gun comfortable. So this is a very, very comfy gun. I believe it should work with XD mags. I don't have any of those anymore to compare against. Someone who knows can say in the comments. But very comfortable gun. It's a bit broad. It might be a little bit on the large side for carry for some folks, but man, as a house gun, a truck gun, range gun type thing, I'd have no problem recommending the BRG Elite Gen 2. Thanks for watching.
Thank you to our Patreon supporters. GBGuns and not due to level. Derek S. Jr., Joseph T. Al G. Peter A. NC Tech